brought to you by our friends of the British Council. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rugby Wrap-Up. I'm Matt McCarthy at Studio 34, the Fantasy Sports Network here in New York City, and we have another great show for you. We have none other than Mr. Steve Lewis, the Champagne Socialist and Elite Sevens coach, to my right, and to my left, the birthday boy, Martin Pengelly, who is not Italian but writes for The Guardian. He's the weekend editor at The Guardian and a very, very knowledgeable rugby man. Welcome, gentlemen.
Afternoon.
Gentlemen, we have a special guest calling in to brighten our studio and bring a little class to this setup. None other than Miss Naya Tapper, calling in from the U.S. Olympic Committee grounds at Chula Vista. Naya, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right, welcome. Sorry about that long introduction, but it's my first day behind a microphone.
No worries.
Sounds like it.
Right out of the gate, I got a question for you. What's the number 250 mean to you? There's a game show, the right to play for the new car. 250 is what number eagle you are.
Oh, you said it had to do with a game show.
I said it is a game show and the right to play for the new car, and unfortunately, it didn't get
I have
you
the card if you want to see it.
You what?
I have the card if you want to see it.
You have the card. Let's see it.
1 second.
Well, no, don't go anywhere. Okay, no, we'll get that in a minute. But let's get right down to what you. For the folks at home that don't know you, Naya, you are an exceptional rugby player. You were born in Beaufort, South Carolina, and you moved up to Charlotte, North Carolina. South Carolina to North Carolina, where you became a Tar Heel at the University of North Carolina, and that's where you picked up rugby.
Yes.
How did you start playing rugby, and why?
So I ran track in high school, middle school. So I did track was life for a long time. We had rugby at my high school, but my track coach wouldn't allow me to do it because he thought I would get injured for track season. So when I went to college at UNC Chapel Hill, I ended up letting go of my track career and was walking through the quad one day and ran into the setup for the rugby team, the club rugby team at our college. So I went and tried out, and then I made it, and then it started from there.
And you always wanted to play American football because you wanted to tackle.
Yeah, my dream growing up was to be the first girl in the NFL. So.
All right. So, Steve, do you have any questions for Naya? I know you know her.
Yeah, loads of questions. So, this season, going back to the sevens, okay, you've had 2 legs so far. You're in Dubai, and then you're in Sydney. Sort of different results. Good time in Dubai, finished second. Sydney was a bit more disappointing. So how do you feel as a squad where you are right now with another 3 legs to go and then the World Cup coming up? How do you guys feel you are placed?
So right now I think we're just trying to get focused on finding that group that fits good together and performs well on the field consistently. I think we're still playing around with finding the right players that fit together. So as soon as we figure that out, I think we'll be good to go.
Do you have a preference, 7s or 15s? Do you like them both? You hate the 7s fitness? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So I definitely like 7s better. Just for the type of player that I am, it gives me a lot more space to run around and do whatever I need to do to score. It's also shorter, even though you feel more tired than you would in 15s with the 40-minute half. But either way, I prefer the 7.
But I was watching the World Cup, and you guys were electric, specifically the back 3. And you were finding space. You were in open field. And it's exciting to watch. Isn't that as exciting as making a break in 7s?
It is, because it shows that you can make magic out of a smaller amount of space, 5 meters rather than 10 or 15. And it's also showing that you can find the gaps. Also, it was on a bigger
scale
platform. Yeah.
Speaking of platforms, what's more appealing to you, the 7s World Cup or the 15s World Cup?
The 7s World Cup is more important to me because my mom will be able to come. A lot of my family will be able to come because it's not out the country, and a lot of my family haven't been out the country as much as I have with rugby. So I'm excited about that.
And you're one of the few people on the planet that, with basically a calendar year, played in a 15s World Cup and a 7s World Cup.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Sevens, hopefully. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I think my intel, Steve, tells me that she's got a good shot at making the 7 squad for San Francisco.
That would appear so far. So listen, a couple of quick fire questions for you. So what's been the highlight of your rugby career so far?
The highlight of my rugby career was probably my Sydney tour last year. My first coming out as a 7s rugby athlete was in Brazil under Jules McCoy, which was a good tournament, but I didn't have that much playing time. So with the Sydney 7s, that first leg for me last year was where I was able to show everybody what I was capable of doing and the type of athlete that I knew I was, but that I needed to show the world that I was. So I feel like that was my big premiere.
Great. And so who would you consider your trickiest opponent, your most difficult opposition player to mark?
I'll probably say Michaela Blyde off of the New Zealand team. Even though she's small, she is a great tackler. Most of my opponents will go high on me, which makes it a lot easier for me because I can stiff arm them, and I'm usually bigger and stronger than them. With Michaela, I'm bigger than her, but her technique of tackle is really good. She'll chop my legs down, and I can't do anything if I don't have my legs. So she's probably one of my hardest opponents, and she's also very fast, just like me. So.
Yep. So who's your most annoying teammate? It has to be asked.
I can tell you who my most annoying co-host is.
My most annoying teammate will probably be Jordan Gray. That's one of my best friends on the team. Probably the only reason is because she knows exactly what to do to get under my skin.
So on that point, I did speak with her this morning. So what is your most embarrassing moment on the field, according to your most annoying teammate? So I'm giving you a clue here.
In the World Cup, this is what Jordan was talking about. In the World Cup, I scored a try, and then when I got up, I weirdly hugged her, and they had a picture of it, and my face just looked horrible.
Okay, that wasn't the story I got.
I think we got another one. We got 2 for 1
But
here.
I have a better one.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, what do you got? See if it's the same.
So for mine is when we were in Vegas, and I think we were playing Ireland, and I was dead tired, and I scored a try, and I kind of just laid there, and my teammates all made a meme out of me, and they put like a blanket over me.
Nope, that's not it. That's
still
not it.
Okay, I'll get to the point here.
Before you embarrass yourself, keep coming up with embarrassing moments. Let's cut to the chase here, Steve.
Have you ever hugged a referee?
I don't know why she keeps saying that. I never, ever hugged a referee. Literally, they made that up and have to tell me.
Okay, so the word on the street is you got a yellow card for whatever infraction, and then you hug the referee, which is a very unusual reaction, and to be commended.
That is not what happened.
You categorically and unequivocally deny hugging the referee. Is that what you're telling us, Naya Tapper?
I did not hug the referee.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
We'll
On
take
that
your
note,
word
we
for
have to end because we're getting barked at because we're out of time in the segment. But one last question for you. An Olympic gold medal or a Rugby World Cup?
Olympic gold medal.
No question about it.
No question.
All right, and you have your sights set on the next Olympics?
That's the goal.
Awesome. Well, if anybody's going to do it, we bet you're going to do it. And thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it, Naya.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Good luck.
And on that note, thank you, Naya Tapper, Steve Lewis, and Martin Pengelly. Matt McCarthy for Rugby Wrap Up here at Studio 34, the Fantasy Sports Network in New York City, signing off.